Hi, I'm Ann. Welcome back to my channel, and the title of this video, unfortunately, is not clickbait. So first of all, I'm sorry for kind of disappearing for the last 2 weeks. I have been missing in action. I haven't been really watching Booktube. I haven't been I haven't posted at all. Even on my Instagram, I have been mostly inactive. And that's partially for a reason, because I've been doing a lot of thinking. Booktube is a great community, and I've talked about on my channel just how much I love being part of this community. But it also is rather demanding to be actively part of it, especially when you've been on Booktube. Now I've been for about 2.5 years. It will be 3 years in October. So it isn't always easy to be on Booktube, because not only do you have to post your own videos, there's also almost an expectation of watching other booktubers' videos as well. And I enjoy watching other people's videos. I enjoy having that experience of hearing so many different opinions of books that I may not have heard of, or books that I have read but have very different opinions on. I really enjoy hearing varying opinions on every topic of books. However, it also can get quite time consuming to be part of Booktube. In the 2.5 years that I've been actively posting on YouTube, I've not made a cent of money. So it has basically been just like a fun, light hobby, something that is enjoyable, something to take away stress from what I'm doing in the real world, in my real life, whether it is getting married or getting a job. When I first started this channel, I was still in college, and I graduated with my bachelor's degree. And then I got married, and I've been married to my husband now for a little bit over a year. So a lot of things in my life have changed in the 2.5 years that I've been part of Booktube. And also the channels that I have watched on Booktube have also changed. The community itself has changed in 2.5 years, because a lot of people will drop off and new people will pop up. So the people that I watch are very different now than I did 2.5 years ago. It is crazy to think that like a lot of my favorite booktubers don't post anymore. I remember quite a few of the YouTubers I started watching, booktubers specifically, when I first joined the Booktube sphere. They are no longer posting, and a lot of them didn't even come out with an explanation video as to why they were leaving. They just stopped posting. So at least, I have a video out there that explains kind of why I just can't devote my time to Booktube currently. And that comes down to the main idea of this video, that I am going to be taking a indefinite hiatus from Booktube. I've just found that it's too consuming in my life, too time consuming in my schedule, and it's starting to highly stress me out. So the main reason for my hiatus is obviously just demands of life. My husband, we are currently saving up for a house. I've mentioned that in previous videos. So we're focusing more on our finances now, and we had a setback because my husband's car had major issues that was like thousands of dollars to fix. So most of our savings for our house went into that. So it's just been a lot of stress in the real world that I haven't elaborated on in my channel, that make it kind of feel to me as if Booktube is a luxury that I can't afford now. And I'm not saying that anyone is wrong for being on Booktube just because they have a busy schedule. Some people just find time in their busy schedule to record a video or sit down. Maybe they just don't edit, and so that helps them. But for me, I probably spend 10 to 20 hours a week on Booktube, especially when I was posting 3 times a week. I was probably spending more than that. And I count into that time also watching Booktube, because I think that's part of investing in the community of Booktube, is not only filming your own videos, editing, uploading, making thumbnails, taking 5 hours to download one video onto your laptop, which has happened to me before. But it also includes watching other booktubers, commenting, being part of the community, trying to catch live streams when you can. There's a lot of being part of the Booktube sphere that I just find is too time consuming for me right now. That doesn't mean that I am completely going to be off of social media. I will probably be posting on Instagram once in a while, especially updates of my reading on Instagram. And then I will also be kind of still part of the community. I'm still going to remain active in the Black Hearts Book Club, which is hosted by Very Literary Carrie. I'm going to be a co-host, I can't remember which month. August, October, sometime this fall, late summer time, I'm going to be a co-host for 1 month. So I'm still going to be here in the Booktube sphere, but I won't be commenting on most people's videos anymore. I'm still remaining subscribed to all the booktubers I'm subscribed to. I'm still going to watch as many videos as they can, but I'm not going to give myself the pressure that you need to try to watch as many videos as possible every week, because for me, feasibly, I just can't. And I think I hit a brick wall that I feel so stressed just in my life of having to keep up Booktube with no payback, because, but not that I need to get paid to be here. If I was, that would be nice, and that would motivate me to stay. But even if I'm on here for 5 more years, with how my channel is growing, I see myself maybe earning $5 a month. So there's really no point feasibly, if I was looking at this in a financial lens, to continue Booktube. But I think the reason that I did Booktube for so long wasn't for the money. It was for the enjoyment, for being part of this community. And as I have talked about on my channel quite a bit, I'm very much a mood reader. So it makes sense that I am also a mood booktuber, where if I'm not in the mood to do Booktube anymore, why am I still doing it? And I think that question has been ruminating in my brain for the last couple weeks. I've been really questioning as to what are my motives and why am I doing Booktube? Is it just for my pleasure? Do I get gratification with likes and comments? And yes, I think all those things are true, because every time you guys comment and give me either a negative or positive comment, it makes me think, and I enjoy getting that feedback. I enjoy hearing all your book recommendations. I recently had someone gift me a Georgette Heyer book, and I'm just so excited to read it. So there's a lot of wonderful gratification that you get from being part of Booktube. But I also think that isn't necessarily great idea to rely on for your mental health or for your happiness in life, because it's very fleeting. I've had commenters that have commented on my videos for a year, and I've felt like I've really built a repertoire. I understand kind of the books they like and what types of videos they like from me, but then they may just stop commenting and I never hear from them again. And that has happened to also booktubers that I follow, where they at first were active on my channel and I was active on theirs, and then they just stopped commenting, and I would be active on theirs for months after and realize, oh, they just never watch my videos anymore, which is kind of sad. And not that, I understand that from my perspective that, yeah, sometimes you get overwhelmed with how many channels you follow and you can't follow them all. So it makes sense why they do that, but also it feels like I'm putting my happiness into random people's hands out there. Perhaps it's also because I do have, psychologically speaking, I do have a fear of abandonment. Now we're getting into the deep psychology of my psychosis. And I think it was because I grew up moving around quite a bit. When I was 8 years old, I moved from Oregon to New Mexico. And then when I was 9, I moved from New Mexico to Minnesota. And then when I was in my 20s, I moved from Minnesota to Ohio. So I have basically never had friendships that lasted beyond the States. So, maybe I had a friend when I was little in Oregon, and I would try to keep in contact with them after I moved to New Mexico. But that didn't last. And that has happened to me every place I've lived. And you can't really rely on friendships with a distance. It's why long distance relationships, romantic relationships, often do not work, just because they are a lot more difficult to keep up than if you see that person. And I'm going down a whole tangent, but I think that YouTube is a little bit like that. It is almost like having a long distance friendship with somebody that, maybe their life gets busy and then they drop off. They can't watch your videos. You can't watch theirs. So I've realized that I've been putting too much of like my gratification into YouTube, and I think that is unhealthy. So if I do come back to YouTube, I see myself very much not wanting to be part of any community anymore. Not actively. I see myself occasionally watching some old Booktube videos, and I still plan to watch some of the booktubers that I still love and enjoy to watch. Before I got on Booktube, if I was subscribed to a channel that I just couldn't continue watching their videos, like I wouldn't stress about like not watching their videos anymore. I'd just like move on and say, hey, maybe once a month I can watch their videos or something like that. And so, once in a while I can get that dosage, and sometimes I'll just like binge their videos and watch like 10 to 20 at once if I have like a few hours free or something like that. But I think it's the have to. It's always the have to. And it's not the fault of Booktube. It is my fault. It is something within me that is innate, that I say, hey, I have an obligation that I build up in my head towards Booktube, that even if I say, hey, I don't have to post, once a week. I can post, once a month if I want to. But then in my head, it's constantly, no, you haven't gotten a video out this week. You need to post. And I think that's an unhealthy mindset for me to have. This video is extremely rambly. I am so sorry. And also, I think my videos have a little bit devolved into videos I'm not proud of anymore. They're just very mindless. I sit in front of the camera and just babble about my thoughts for like 20 minutes. And I think, again, that comes down to my own fault and how I branded my channel early on. I remember when I first started my channel, I was doing very average videos that you see on a lot of Booktube channels, whether it is book tags, book reviews, reading wrap-ups, hauls, book hauls or unhauls. All those types of videos are very common that you see on Booktube. And those were the videos that I made. And then I would say the few videos where I tried to branch out and try something very unique that was like my style, they didn't do well in the algorithm. Like maybe I got half the viewership of my average video and I was discouraged and I never did that video again. The two videos that I think of off my head was one, which is probably my favorite video that I have ever made on my channel. And it has like a small fraction of the views that most of my videos do. But it was a reading Jane Austen books for Jane Austen July while making a Regency dress. So basically I made a chemise, this like slip undergarment. I made a Regency corset, and I made the dress. And I just loved that video so much because not only did I read Jane Austen and I read like her contemporaries, and that was the first month that I read Georgette Heyer. So I combined my great love of reading with my great love for sewing and like creating sustainable garments. And I really loved both of that because like my entire outfit was made out of bed sheets that I bought from the Goodwill, which is crazy to think about. And so that video I am prodigiously proud of, but on average, let's say my videos at the time were doing 100 to 200 views per video, and that one made me like 50 views. And so that says to me that no one's interested in watching. Why should I continue making that? And I think that's the bad way to think of it, because then I would just return to my old videos and I wouldn't be really happy with them. I wouldn't think that I was doing a really good job at creating because they were just very average, benign videos. The same thing with another video that I did that was probably the most time-consuming video I have on my channel, which was where I ranked 27? I don't remember. A bunch of Beauty and the Beast movie adaptations. And I had wanted to make it a series on my channel where like maybe once a month, maybe every other month, I got a video out. And that video probably all over, from editing, finding the clips, doing the research on each of the films, even watching the films originally probably took me like 50 hours to make. So that was quite a lot, and I did it over like 2 or 3 weeks. I think it took me quite a while to make it, and it got like, I think 50 views, and now it's up to I think a couple hundred. But it's just like, why am I doing 50 hours of unpaid labor, because that's basically what it is, for, a fraction of views that my videos where I literally just sit in front of you and blabber in the camera for like 20 minutes makes. And so I think those two videos are a good example of where I didn't realize I had already like created a brand for myself, and I wanted to do something unique. And that is not the fault of the viewer or any of my subscribers. I don't want you guys to think, oh, I didn't watch that video, now I feel bad that I didn't because she put so much work into it. This is not the fault of you, because like, what is my regular content? It is sitting in front of you and just talking about books. So when you saw a video, oh, ranking 27 Beauty and the Beast adaptations, what? Okay, but that's not really books, so I don't have that much interest in film, so I mean, and so it's my fault for doing branding. So I think many reasons, whether it is stress in my real life, dealing with all that, whether it is feeling a little bit overwhelmed with putting pressure on myself to be part of the Booktube community and giving myself certain parameters to be part of the Booktube community, as well as like disappointment on the videos that I take the greatest pride in, but did some of the worst on my channel. I think it was a combination of all three of those things that made me finally decide, hey, you know what? I need to take a step back from YouTube. And I don't quite know right now what that means. I could be off it till the end of the year. I'm still going to be doing all the reading stuff that I am trying to do. I'm still going to try to finish my physical TBR. I'm still reading Shakespeare. Oh, Shakespeare is going horribly this month as an update. I am like, I'm almost done with the third Henry VI, and that's the only one I've read because his histories are extremely boring. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. It's so bad. So I'm still going to be doing all those things, just not on camera. I won't be filming videos. I may find myself reinvigorated to like come back to YouTube in a couple months or something like that. If I do, though, I will be doing rather a thorough rebrand of my channel. I haven't decided what that's going to look like. Right now, I would love to do more like sustainable lifestyle content, and some of that will be books, but some of that will be sewing, some of that will be cooking. And so I haven't quite garnered exactly what I want to do with my channel. But for now, I am taking a indefinite hiatus. So I hope this video wasn't too rambly. I will try to edit it down to a relatively reasonable length. Thank you so much for following on in my journey, whether you have been a subscriber for like a month or whether you've been a subscriber from like 2.5 years ago when I first started my channel, which hello to the like 10 of you that subscribed early on in my YouTube career. And from me and Loki, yes, I will say goodbye.